Good morning. We'll call this meeting to order on May 11th, 2015. Stand for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Anybody hear anything from Elaine?
She will not be here this morning.
Oh, okay. Okay, start off with public comment, Montana Minute, and community update. Do we have anybody with public comment? Montana Minute, community update.
For Montana Minute, mine is a simple one. There's nothing better about going away than coming home. I spent the weekend in Arizona meeting my new little nephew, who's a month old, and flying into Great Falls. It was beautiful and green, and it's good to be home.
Okay. Thanks for, and I'd have updated to the geological unveiling this morning, on where the other turnout is, that lookout sign there. The other one that for the new plaque, it's nice looking one.
I was there as well. The city council was the introductory speaker. It was Angie Giancarlo. It was the Lewis and Clark commemorative marker, and it's a replacement for the one that's already up at the turnout. Nicely done. The lieutenant governor is the one who was the speaker, along with MDT director Mike Tooley. So nicely done. Rotary brought the cookies and the coffee this morning. And Jen, with a focus on health, brought juice. So it was well done. Also, I attended the Regional Juvenile Detention budget setting meeting last week. It was in Great Falls also, and we did put together a budget. They will be increasing the amount that counties have to pay for juvenile detention. It's about $235 a day. There is an option for electronic monitoring. That is between 12 and 20 a day. So an area that we would like to increase some focus if we can for obvious reasons. And then I understand as of this morning that MSU has made it official that the new extension agent they have selected for Broadwater County is Allison Costo. So she is actually originally from Broadwater County. Her maiden name is Flynn. So she will be starting June 1st.
What's her last name?
Costo, K-O-S-T-O. We also had a mosquito board meeting last week. We had 4 of our 5 members show. Franklin unfortunately was not there, but we set our budget. We did sign a contract for contract spraying with John Semple, JHS, and took care of just a little bit of business. It only took us about 30 minutes. It was a good meeting. So mosquito control is underway. And I think that's it.
A few minutes out of schedule here, since you're talking about mosquito. I see I've got the last one left to sign on this contract, so I'll get that done. Sit down.
Point of order. What are you doing?
Everyone signed it except I had to sign it, so I just now signed it.
I don't know that that's appropriate. You weren't at the meeting. You don't get to
Well, I'm
come
approving
in.
the contract.
You
It
didn't
doesn't matter.
vote on it, Franklin. You weren't even there. We'll have to make sure that that is legally something you can do.
I'm approving the contract, that's his.
Franklin, it is not yours to approve. You are part of a mosquito district board, and you didn't show up. You don't.
Yeah, because we had it planned for about 3 different times, then finally,
Franklin?
you did get it for that one day, but
Franklin,
anyway, that's the
not
way it is.
true.
We'll move on to the,
Point of order, on the contract, I would like to verify that and have it double checked with Corey.
I could care less about the signatures on there or not. If that's the way you feel about it. Here's, one from, our HR person, needs a signature. Another one from the Broadwater Reporter. For the May 4th agenda, $24. CenturyLink for internet service for April, May, $85.
Since we've had DIS finally come in to be able to complete the project that they were halted from being able to complete, this was verified to be the courthouse's bill.
And we have claims here for the amount of $41,267.01.
Move we pay the approved claims in the amount of $41,267.01.
I'll second it. Been moved and second, we pay amount of claims, $41,267.01. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passed.
Excuse me, Commissioner, please sign on the correct line. You've signed under my name.
Okay. I had my glasses on too. Public Service Commission, application for operating authority for Mission Mountain Express LLC, James Poagra, doing business Electric City Party Productions, and Tom Kinghorn and Amanda Huff, doing business A&B Taxi Company. Anybody interested in that?
You've been requested not to put it back in the envelope. Whoops. So I'm gonna let you keep that, Franklin.
Within just a minute or two. So, Brian, if you wanna come up and give your update.
Life in the solid waste business, it's been steady. We had to have our semi in the shop a couple weeks ago to get a transmission replaced. Had a bearing go out, it fell down into the transmission, took out several gears, and a power takeoff that was recently replaced last January. So it was haven't got the bill for it yet, but it's probably, the transmission was about $5,300. And the other parts, I don't know, but it'll be taken care of once I finally get the bill. Back in March, I believe it was, we hauled a load of plastic to Four Corners Recycling in Belgrade. And as you know, the commodity markets have been really terrible. The price they paid us or gave us for plastic this time was a minus $75 a ton. I don't think it's a bill to us. He didn't send an invoice with it or anything, but we didn't get any money for that plastic. So that is an issue that kind of concerns me. If that hangs on for any period of time, it would just be easier for us to haul that plastic to the landfill. It's a closer trip. And, it didn't cost us anything other than fuel to go to Belgrade and back, but it's the price you pay for trying to recycle in a small commodity market. Prices are coming up a little bit. It's taken a while to get the backlog out of the way at the mills. Cardboard pricing is still down. I talked to the guys the other day in Great Falls that have been taking ours. They're still at about $5 a ton for picking our cardboard up. But the prices at the mills are creeping up a little bit, so I think that'll come up eventually. We've got probably a little over 2 trucks worth of cardboard stored. We've got room to store more, so it's not that big a deal. But hopefully it'll start moving this summer when we get it out of here. The other thing that I had to update you with is I'm not sure if it was elected, appointed, or selected to be the small Western Montana publicly run solid waste operations representative to DEQ's Solid Waste Advisory Council. That's a committee that meets once a quarter and just gives advice to DEQ on potential rulemakings and things that they're looking at doing. It's a good group of people. There's representatives from all over the state, both private sector and public sector, and just a good group to be involved with. Kind of keeps you on the front edge of what's going on in the solid waste world as far as regulations and compliance activities. So it's a meeting once a quarter in Helena in the afternoon. It's not going to be that big a deal to get there and back, but that's about it from the operations side. I did get my budget requests from Debbie. I'll start looking at those. Have been looking at it a little bit, get an idea of where we need to go with that. We're in pretty good shape so far this year, so it shouldn't be too hard to figure out where we need to be next year. All the employees doing well. Brent and I both had to renew our medical certification cards this month. Mine, I thought I had till the 18th, and I looked at my card and it was due the 8th. Luckily, I just made an appointment to get my physical on the 8th, so it was just in time compliance there, but we're in good shape. That's about it. Any questions?
Through the legislature, was there any good things or bad things or anything come about on any solid waste?
Solid waste was pretty non-eventful in the legislative session. They did do a couple of things with the junk vehicle program. Basically, they raided that fund. Took about $400,000 out of that fund that used to go back to the counties that generated the junk vehicles. But that happens occasionally. The junk vehicle program is looking at ways to use the money they have in that fund to possibly subsidize some kind of an operation to handle tires. Tires are getting to be problematic across the state, and they're thinking maybe using that money to help mobilize a grinder in to grind up tires at facilities around the state. That may be something that we'd be interested in. We have a pit that we can bury them, but it's starting to fill up. If we could grind tires, we could possibly excavate out what's in there, grind it up, and just reduce the volume of what we have. I don't know what that would end up costing us. We'll have to see what DEQ shakes out. But we're not the only ones in that boat. Tires are a problem across the state. And Lewis and Clark County has been working with a private vendor to bale up tires, put them in these 4x8 bales. That's been hit or miss at best. The guy that was doing it's now on his way to jail. It's just a bad situation that keeps getting worse. And they're still trying to do that in there. The problem with that is you still have tires. You know, they're just in a big chunk instead of
Yeah.
individual. And those chunks do come apart. If you move them around a lot, the wires will break, and then you have tires again. There's just no good way to cradle and grade it, so to speak. There is a good way to do it, but it can't be done in Montana because of prior things that happened in legislative sessions. But other than load them up, ship them out of state, there's not much else you can do.
You know something, I saw this week, they had a little planter, and that landscaping, or whatever you want to call it in there, was chipped tires. So maybe that's another thing that
Yeah, they,
might.
once you chip it and get the metal out of them, you know, the steel belts, it can be used as, you know, playground material and that kind of thing, but, you know, it's still tires.
Yeah, yeah.
That never goes away.
Yeah, I don't know where there was, where this come from, they just had bought, Harry got a chance to ask him more, but they just bought a bag of from somewhere. Apparently so, because I don't think there's any chipping in Montana, is there, that you know of?
There's a few grinders around. The city of Billings actually bought a grinder for tires at their landfill, and they use it as in-road fill cover on, daily cover on their trash and roads within the landfill. But it works for that, but it handles what they can generate.
Mhm, mhm.
It's-
Did it work okay on the road in the, of course, I suppose it's not fast traffic, just right around the plant, is that what you're talking about?
It does chew up tires if you don't take the steel out of the bead.
Mhm.
They've had problems with, you know, light vehicle tires being ruined by them and that kind of thing, but, you know, big scrapers and that kind of stuff, it doesn't bother them that much.
Mhm.
It's just one of them things you gotta worry
I don't
about.
think any way you get the steel out, is there? If you burn it, and you still have, Steel.
There are grinders out there that will pull the steel out of them.
was that all right?
It chops it up and they use a magnet or something to pull the steel out. But it's a time-consuming and expensive process.
Mhm, mhm.
There's a guy out of North Dakota or South Dakota that's called me a couple of times who's willing to come here and grind up our tires, but it's a cost. You know, it's not cheap to get them here. But if the state's willing to pay that cost and set up a program where they go around and chew up tires at a reduced rate, we might look at that. But right now, we're just burying them. Put concrete on them and bury them.
Yeah, there's always gonna be a problem until they can come up with something to.
And, getting the public to work with us is probably our biggest. The best thing to do with tires is leave them at the tire shop. Don't try to take them home, I'll use them for something. Just leave them at the tire shop, they know how to get rid of them, and it's the best way to do it.
Mhm.
Otherwise, we find them in all kinds of places that they don't need to be.
Being a tire, I was told that one of the biggest breeding grounds for mosquitoes is old tires.
Yep.
There's always water in them, and they're black, they're hot, warm, all the time, and
Yep, that's why DEQ requires us to cover our tire pile quarterly. It's hard to keep keep that covered unless you're monitoring it well, but we try, we try to keep dirt on them as much as we can. But yeah, big tire piles are a huge mosquito breeding ground.
I didn't realize that, of course, your stands to reason.
Anything else?
That's for me.
No, just keep up the good work.
I will be on my way. Oh, any news on the longevity deal for employee compensation?
I don't think so. Debbie wasn't Debbie that was coming up with some figures?
Well, she did. She did come up with figures. And of course, she's coming up with another spreadsheet so that that's easier to read. And as soon as that's done, then Franklin will be off and running and give you guys a full report.
Do we have any idea how that's going to be implemented? If it's going to be,
At this point, we don't know.
if it's still up in the air? Okay, I will take that back to the troops.
All right.
Okay, have a good one.
Thank you, Brian. You too.
Time for the next one. Letter from the Broadwater Reporter. Attention Broadwater County Commissioners, I have received a request to publish the Commissioners' minutes in the newspaper. I must state I was approached by the same individual before she attended the meeting. I explained to her at the time, publishing the minutes is very expensive, and that is why we have gone to publishing a news brief on occurrences at the meetings. The news brief approach has been welcomed with open arms by the vast majority of my customers as refreshing and to the point. Most customers have in fact complimented the new format. I have no intention of paying the price of printing minutes. My paper is completely full of great information about our community without them, and I provide an ample news brief about the minutes as a public service. The fully loaded cost of printing a single black and white page is $455. I am more willing than to allow the commission to purchase a page at that price for the minutes each week. Standard price is $515. You state in your letter it is an important means of fully informing the public of decisions. I leave it to the commission to decide how important it really is to print every week. I decided I could not personally afford the $455 a week out of my pocket. Out of curiosity, is the Broadwater Commission in the business of sending written requests to other local business owners, such as the Mint or the Betsy, to change their menu? It would seem based on the list of deficiencies in the latest audit, the lawsuits against the county for violating open meeting laws, the pending lawsuits this summer with the Winslow case, and the building debacle, that you would be too busy minding county business to start recommending how real tax-paying businesses run their business. Respected, James Green, Editor, Broadwater Reporter.
I would like this letter to be accompanied by the letter that we sent to the reporter. If that is okay with you, Ann. Hi.
Hi, how are you doing?
The request was one that was made in the interest of increased transparency, fully informing the public. It was polite, it was courteous, it honored the news flashes that Sharon has been doing. And it just requested that the paper resume something that they had started under old ownership several years ago. The defensiveness of the letter, I think, is inappropriate and unfortunate. And to answer his question, yeah, the commission does ask other partners, other businesses, to help the county from time to time, and we've always had a very good relationship with those other businesses. So, you mentioned that what the same individual, we've gotten a request from multiple individuals, and that's why it was brought to the paper's attention. So I do think that we should make sure that it is in the minutes, that the minutes have been submitted with a request for publication on a weekly basis, so that the public knows when they come to us and say, why aren't we submitting the minutes anymore, that they know the fact. We are submitting the minutes because we want the public to be informed. I understand you asked this question as well, Joan, but they're not being printed. That is out of our control because it's a business decision, but the county is submitting the minutes, and we will continue to do so. So, there's that for you.
CenturyLink. We'll sign up, we're gonna get $10 off the next bill, apparently. I got $10 off your next bill. This is a cooperative agreement between the DNRC and Broward County. That's been signed, I don't know why it just is still in here, actually. It's May 4th, it was.
There was a note put on that, Franklin. For some reason, you withheld the second contract. We have to sign both contracts, and they both need to be brought to the public for their awareness of what we are doing on their behalf.
So I guess we'd have to get a copy of this one.
Are you not going to share with the public what the mail is?
That's what I just did.
Franklin,
It's
This
that,
is
we've
when-
talked about that, they were here
yes.
3 weeks ago or something.
Last week, on the agenda, was this subject. You brought forward the first contract. We voted on it and we signed it. You withheld from the public the second contract that was also required. You cannot withhold stuff from the public. It needs to be
What
brought
do you mean
out.
second contract? Let's see, what do you mean?
This is the
There's a second.
cooperative fire control agreement between the state of Montana and Broadwater County. It requires a full signature of the commission to be accompanied with the cooperative equipment agreement between the Department of Natural Resources and Conservation, Forestry Division, and Broadwater County. So with that stated, this could not be mailed, Franklin, because you withheld
You
this.
didn't withhold anything, it was
You
all together
did.
there. Anybody wanted to read it could read it.
Franklin, this was never part of the minutes. It was never brought forward by you as the chairman. And that's why it was put back in the mail today. We have to do these things per law. So with that, I will move that we sign the cooperative fire control agreement between the state of Montana and Broadwater County as per the agenda last week. And the agenda last week stated DNRC cooperative equipment agreement. No, you really did need to include this on the agenda as well, Franklin. No, this needs to be put on the agenda.
It's all
for
part
next
of
week.
it.
So I
all
withdraw my
together there.
motion. Actually, the agenda states DNRC Cooperative Equipment Agreement Decision. This is the fire control agreement. It needed to be included in the agenda so that we could have the vote and sign it. We cannot be withholding
So what-
information from the public.
Okay, people, here we go again. I'll go with this, where's it at here? I'll put it on the agenda, the fire control agreement, which is part of what we already went through.
If it had been on the agenda, Franklin, then it would not be an issue to sign it.
Well, it's all together here.
It doesn't matter, it's not on the agenda. You have to put these things on the agenda clearly so that it is transparent for the public. They need to know what we're doing on their behalf.
Run a little ahead. Are you Jeremy Carpenter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. A few minutes ahead, but I guess if you wanted to make your presentation, we sure could.
Oh, no, if you guys are ready, sure. If not.
If somebody comes in late and wants an update or something, we can do it then, but at this point, I'd say, go ahead.
Okay.
If you want to come up here or sit where you're at, it's whatever you want.
Yeah, I've got just a couple things to hand out real quick.
Okay.
Just so.
Where are you based out of, Both?
My wife and I live in Belgrade, but I'm officially out of the Helena office because we don't have an office in Bozeman. So, but I'm traveling so much it doesn't. I'm in Helena maybe once a week, maybe.
In your travels, do you go back to Washington DC any?
I haven't yet, fortunately.
But you might be stuck with that sooner or later.
Ryan had asked me if I wanted to go there to work, and I politely had to say no. I don't think I could handle DC. Love Montana though. There's that. But you guys, here's what I'm going over. You're welcome. So basically, what we're doing is we call it traveling office hours. What we're trying to do is get a representative to each county, optimally once a month, but it may be bi-monthly. We have the state divided up in 5 regions. I'll just put it in context, and we have a regional director in each region. So for me, I'm in charge. Well, I'm a deputy state director, so I kind of try to, I'm involved in a little bit of everything. But my specific personal region I was assigned, I have about 9 counties, so I'm able to do that once a month if you guys think it's necessary. Our eastern director, he has 24 counties, so he's going to probably have to do his bi-monthly because he has so many, and obviously you know how big eastern Montana is. He's going to be traveling all over the place. So what we're trying to do, and I've already got these set up. I actually start next week officially in Beaverhead, Jefferson, Madison, and Park County, our official traveling office hours. So what I want to do, Ryan wants to give the constituents in East County a liaison or a way to voice or a link to him, basically. So what I'd like to do is come to Broadwater County once a month and find a time and place that fits with you guys, because I'd like to come a little early and meet with the county commissioners first, if you guys have any issues or concerns, questions, or comments. And then after that, in a public room, I'm doing it in public libraries, sometimes they're in the commissioners' chambers, it's wherever you guys feel comfortable. And the constituents can come and talk to me about anything that's on their mind, that they would like to talk to the congressman about. And then what I'll do is relay that information up the chain of command. A lot of times we'll open up a case for them. We have caseworkers that work IRS, Social Security, VA, Forest Service, anything on the federal level that they have concerns about. And what I can do is show them how the process works and help them through the process to get their case opened, or if they just have a letter or want to schedule, if they're going to DC and they want to schedule a tour of the office or the Capitol building, whatever it may be. Ryan just wants everyone in every county to have a link to him. And what we'll do is, I gave you the press release, and this is obviously if you guys are okay with this, because this is your county and your jurisdiction, I guess. Our communications director, once we decide on time and place, we'll send out the press releases for you. You don't have to worry about that. They'll be in the newspaper, and sometimes it may be on the radio as well, just so people know. And it'll be the week before so that they understand, that I'm coming and all that kind of stuff. So if you guys are okay with that, that's the way we would like to approach that, to give people in Broadwater County a way to talk to their congressman. And like it says on here, I'll bring my laptop. If nobody shows up, no big deal, no harm, no foul. I've got plenty I can do. I've got tons of stuff I can do. And I'll keep coming back, even if nobody shows up. If that one person finally shows up and we can help them, that's what it's for. So, what's your thoughts, I guess?
We've seen this done before, and I think it's brilliant.
Okay.
I think it's a great idea.
Okay.
And, yeah, I absolutely support it.
Okay, great. And I don't know if it works for you, and we wouldn't start next week, obviously, it's too soon, but it seems like I'm trying to get all these crammed into the third week of the month. So far, it's worked out pretty well. So I don't know if you guys have a time and date during the third week of each month that works best for you, or if not, we can try another day or week.
Our third, is that, of course, that's quarterly, never mind. I was gonna say, come when we have our quarterly update.
And if you think monthly is overkill, I don't, but I'm offering to be here monthly if you think that's appropriate. If you think it's too much, then I can, we can do bi-monthly or quarterly. It's up to you. It's up to you guys. So.
Well, I guess it's kind of your decision, I guess, on that part, but if we did go quarterly, we could work that in our date. We have BOR, Forest Service, and them here at one time.
Sure.
For an update.
Yeah, if we can kill 2 or 3 birds with one stone, that'd be more efficient.
That might be the best time. They would probably have more questions than.
Sure. And if you need me to come, for those meetings in addition to this, I mean, that's what we're here for. That's my job. That's not a problem at all.
Yeah.
Because Ryan just wants to feel as available as possible to everyone in Montana, and it's a tough task because there's a little over 1 million of us. So.
Well, I guess I put it back to you. If you wanted to start monthly, or whatever, and then see how it goes, and if you wanted, and a quarter, maybe that'd be the time on that quarterly update. I guess kind of for you to play it by ear how
Sure,
much,
yeah, that makes sense.
how
We
much
could
you're-
start monthly, and then if it's, you know, if we think that we need to do bi-monthly or quarterly, that's fine. No big deal.
What I would suggest, Jeremy, is something we've done in the past, is you could come to a commission meeting, you said you wanted to meet with us first.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
could schedule a time, like on a Monday, like today,
Mm-hmm.
and then we can set up a spot for you. We have a meeting room in the basement
Yeah.
that we use for people coming from Aflac and setting up retirement funds. So the staff and the public are used to that as a meeting room to come meet with people.
Yeah,
We could set you up there the rest of that Monday, and then if you did have any follow-up that you wanted to work with us on, you could always pop up and see us during public comment, or we could stop and see you during lunch.
Okay.
And from just talking to constituents, I think if you did want to start with a monthly, that would put them into a habit
mm-hmm,
of knowing that you're coming on a particular day,
sure.
and then you could kind of play it by ear from there, whether or not a month is working, or you need to, do it on a little bit different schedule.
Sure.
But
And so the third Monday of the month, I am in Madison and Beaverhead counties. So what about the second Monday of the month? Would that be okay?
it were
Yeah.
great, I think.
I think,
Yeah.
Let me write this down. So wait, wrong bad. So Broadwater. And is there a particular time? Is this 10:30 or 11? Is that? I can be here as early as, I'm usually on the road at 6 or 6:30, so I can be here anytime.
Franklin has the appointment book, so he would be a good one to answer the time
Okay,
question for you.
well, depending when you want to start, probably start in June then,
yes, sir.
start.
Uh-huh.
In fact, it's getting close to June already.
It is. The
Uh,
time's flying by.
There's, I guess, two ways we could do it. We could have it, either first thing during the public comment period, and then from there you could go downstairs, or if we want to do it like at 1:30 when we come back.
In the past, and I think it's worked a lot better, to have a scheduled time for you like we did today,
Mm-hmm.
so that we can ask you questions
Sure.
in full view of the public.
Mm-hmm.
They can get the answers. It's part of the minutes.
Okay.
That would be, I think, a better way to do it than just having you come in for public comment. Because as we get going in this relationship, you're gonna have more and more to report back to us too.
Good.
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, that's why I'm here. So,
absolutely.
what time would you guys want to? What time do you start?
Mr. Chairman, my suggestion would be 10:15. That's when you have your regular first.
That's what I was thinking too. And then,
Okay.
and like I say, after that, if there's more of them that want to talk to you, you can go from here down to the other room and be there all day, or however it works out, I guess, however many people want to talk to you that particular day, or how much time you have.
Okay.
However, the second Monday of every month, we have a standing 10:15, so you would want to probably open up the appointment book and choose a different time with the same idea.
Okay.
We have our solid waste supervisor scheduled for the second Monday of every month for his.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, and his usually only lasts about, let's see, 15 minutes. Maybe we could schedule it at 10:30 each, on the second Monday each time.
I'd like to request maybe 10:45, like today. Sometimes Brian has issues that take longer than 15 minutes. That way Jeremy wouldn't be waiting. If our solid waste supervisor is quicker, we can do some mail in between the two. But we just would be more accommodating to Jeremy and to Brian to make sure that Brian has the allotted time.
Well,
That works for me.
Okay, 10:45 on the second.
So being here at 10:45, and
Well-
then what would I tell our communications director as far as what room would I be in after this, so she could put it in the press advisory.
We'll have to double check that it's available, but we have a downstairs meeting room,
Okay,
a basement meeting room. You
okay,
could- Yeah, everybody knows where that's at.
that's what I was thinking. Shoot, okay.
When is the highway patrol using that for?
First
I wish
Thursday,
yes.
first Thursday.
Okay.
Okay, that'll work perfect. And that's all I have. And do you guys have anything for me at the moment?
Yes?
Okay. I could actually tell you a little bit about myself. You could probably pick up on I've got a southern accent. I'm originally from Tennessee. My wife and I moved here about 10 years ago, or to Bozeman about 10 years ago. She is a marriage and family counselor at Community Health Partners in Bozeman. I get lots of great advice. And I just obviously started this in January. I went to graduate school at and I originally moved here to where I worked at a management consulting firm for about 3 years, and then I went back to school to get my graduate degree. And that's when I met Brian when he was running as lieutenant governor. I did an internship with him, long story short, he called me after graduate school and said he's running for Congress, and here I am. I didn't think I'd ever be doing this, but I'm enjoying it. It's really fun. So that's just me in a nutshell. So
Well, congratulations.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. So yeah, if you guys have anything for me, I'm all ears.
All right, I have a couple of things.
Okay.
A couple of constituents have been watching a bill that has kind of been just languishing.
Mm-hmm.
I think it made it through the Senate and it's been kind of stalled in the House.
Okay.
It is and I don't have the number, I can get that for you. It is one of the bills that would offer to chiropractors the same benefit that goes to those in the medical field, that if they serve an underserved area, they can get assistance with their student loans. Currently, there is no such program for chiropractors. There is a bill, and they would like to see that through.
They want, okay.
Yes.
My wife actually gets that because she serves a rural community. She just applied for that. So I didn't know, so chiropractors are not included.
They're totally excluded.
Okay.
Yep, and this bill would actually wrap them into the same benefit. I think it's 5612.
Okay, 5612.
With a
Okay.
question mark.
Yeah, I can look into that.
Okay, thank you.
Absolutely.
And then I have another one.
Okay.
We met the region that uses the Cascade Detention Center for juveniles met last week. Major issue is the feds keep cutting the money coming to Montana for various kinds of law enforcement, prevention, juvenile detention, and the state is unable to make up the difference. And so it's falling to counties more and more and more to pick up more and more and more, but we simply can't do it either. So a little bit more assistance from the federal level for some of the mandates that are brought to us by the federal level would be appreciated.
Okay.
Too much of that is really falling on property taxpayers. And it's simply unfair. If there's going to be mandates and requirements, they really do need to be funded from the source. I
Okay.
feel. And the region will be approaching the state to help as well. But it simply is becoming too costly. It's $235 a day to house a juvenile in detention. And that's quite a jump from last year, and it's becoming cost prohibitive for our taxpayers.
Okay. Okay. I can look into that for you and see if we can find different ways and avenues to get more appropriations or grants even. I don't want you guys to have to better if we could just appropriate the money and we know it's in
Absolutely.
the budget.
But that goes through the
I don't
Board of
want it
Crime
to be like
Control.
SRS where you're waiting around wondering what the heck's going on
Right,
every year.
yeah, it makes it
And
hard
we're
for us
trying to help
budget.
work on that too.
Good, thank you for that.
Because it's to be in my position, you know, the SRS thing just as an example, you know, I don't ever, I knew what was happening, but it just wasn't happening fast enough, and people's livelihood is on the line. I mean, just, that's the bottom line, and they shouldn't be have to worry about that once a year.
Well, and the other thing with SRS that a lot of people don't understand is what happened this last year when it failed at the federal level. The state of Montana has some kind of a formula at OPI where property taxpayers at the county level make up the difference for the school portion. So that schools are not starved,
Sure.
because it is secure rural schools. So the road department lost their money, but the schools didn't lose theirs. Property taxpayers in Broadwater County got handed a bigger bill.
Right.
And again, it's simply not fair.
No.
So, and I know
It's
you
not.
guys understand that. Not everybody does back there, and they need to.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
They really do. So, and it's a big deal across most all western states.
mm-hmm,
You know, people in Ohio or Florida where there's not really much public land and things like that, they don't care. So,
yeah.
but okay, yeah, I can look into those two for you. And you thought the first the student loan reimbursement was 5612?
Mm-hmm, I think
Okay,
so. and I
was
can
that
get
the
to
Senate bill number
you.
or the?
No,
I
it
can
was
look into that.
HR?
It was HR, okay. And I can call our legislative director in DC. He loves this stuff, so he'll
Alright.
probably know right off the bat.
And
He's a nerd about it.
We've been bringing it up for a lot of years, so I'm sure it's on the list from
Okay,
Congressman Reberg as well.
okay. Anything else?
Yeah, any update information on the status of PILT? We know we have it for the next 2 years. How about the long-term plan that's?
Not
in
long-term, we are working on that. It's just in negotiations and things right now. So there's really no solid objective update at the moment, but I can put that on the list. Our natural resources lady is named Amanda Castor, and she does our natural resources. She's a legislative assistant but her specialty is natural resources, and PILT obviously falls under that. So I can have her, if I can get, I can get it off the internet too. If you have email addresses or cards or something, I can have her put you on the list that she sends out when there are updates and things like that.
Well, that would be excellent.
And that way you get them in real time,
Okay, excellent.
so.
Yeah, I don't have any cards on me, but,
They're on the online, right? Okay.
yep.
Okay. Anything else?
That's it from me for now.
Okay. Yes,
Go
ma'am.
ahead. Here.
I'm Sharon Dwight with the Broadwater Reporter.
Mhm.
I would suggest stopping at the Broadwater Reporter, it's down Main Street, so
Okay.
you can get the deadline, so it can be in the week. It comes out weekly on Thursdays, so that way you can get it in time for the week before.
So it needs to be in on Thursday or
And
Wednesday?
the paper, like this week, they put the paper to rest tomorrow.
Mhm.
So if you wanted it in this Thursday, you would have had to contact them last week.
Right.
Preferably Friday is the best, or you're even sooner. But to get it in the week before, because Tuesday, the week that they put it out, is when they put it to rest, so.
Okay.
And the other suggestion is for stopping at the school, there's a school radio.
Oh, okay.
And
The
so-
high school?
I think it's the high school, so either the superintendent or the high school principal would be good ones to talk to. And Chamber puts out a newsletter, and they have something on Facebook as well as Broadwater County, the BCDC. And they send emails to people that are on their list and stuff.
Okay.
So,
Ross Johnson,
yeah,
he's at the bank, State Bank of Townsend, and he's the president of Chamber.
right.
Ross Johnson. Okay.
So
I can do
those
that.
would be good contacts to get people, because I always get an email from the BCDC and from the chamber, so.
Okay. Yeah, that's not a problem. Yeah, the more people we can reach out to, the better. You know. So. Okay. Yeah. Great. Thank you very much.
One last thing too for you, Jeremy, we're having, next week,
Uh,
the National Day of County Day of National Recognition. And we're recognizing all our partners, volunteers, employees, the community, business partners, all of it, at 3 o'clock, right in the lawn outside the courthouse here. You are more than welcome. And at 1:30, we have our Forest Service, DNRC, NRCS, BLM, FWP, BOR folks coming for the quarterly update. So
okay.
if you
And
wanted
that's-
to come and listen in, you're more than welcome, and then share some cake and ice cream at 3. We'd love to have you.
Okay. And what was the date on that?
The 18th, 1 week from today.
I can tell you, if you would like, let me make sure I can be here real quick. Because I could even read a letter from Ryan if you'd like for me to. The 18th. Oh, yeah, sorry. I'll be, that's the day I'm in Beaverhead, Madison counties.
Oh,
Doing my
okay.
traveling office, so that's the third Monday of the month, so I apologize. What I can do is get someone else here. I mean, would you guys like a letter read from Ryan for that, or something? Because I can have someone from our Helena office be here.
That would be great, yeah.
Okay. And the letter would need to be read at 3 o'clock, is that right?
Mhm. Yep,
Okay. And it's the county, or National Day of County Recognition, is that correct?
County Day of National Recognition.
Okay, County Day. And the letter would need to be read around right around 3 o'clock. Or
Right.
if she's, her name is Judy Rolfe. I don't know if you guys know her, Judy. She seems to know everybody. But she'd be more than happy to come down here. I just needed to make sure, so she'd need to be here at 3 p.m.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep.
And then you can fit her into the agenda however you'd like.
Okay,
Um,
yeah.
Yeah, if she wouldn't care at all to come down here and do that. We can certainly do that. So, okay, great. Anything else?
Not for me, no.
Okay.
Thank you.
No, you're more than welcome. That's why I'm here. And if you do think of something, you got my email address. And,
Yes.
and let me go ahead and give you my work cell number because, like I said, I'm traveling. I'm rarely in the Helena office. And that is 406-823-9311.
All right.
And you can call me on it any time. And if I don't answer, I will call you back. I've got meetings all day, every day. So, but if I get that voicemail, email is a great way to get a hold of me because I can just, but if you want to talk on the phone, I'm more than happy to do that as well. So you can give me a call. More than likely you'll get the voicemail, but I'll always call back.
Fantastic.
So, anyway, okay, well, that's all I have.
Thank you.
And I'll get these questions answered to the best of my ability, and I'll have Judy, here on Monday, or a week from today.
Okay, sounds great.
Do you happen to have an extra card?
Yeah, absolutely. You're welcome. So, all right, well, it's nice to meet you. Yeah, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. Thank you very much. Nice to meet you.
bet.
Have a good day.
You too.
Nice to meet you. Thank you for being here. Yeah, if you guys think of anything else in the meantime, just give us a call. I'll get that the press advisory in on time. I'll find the deadlines and things. So we deal with that. You know, out in Winnett and Jordan, sometimes they only have a monthly publication. So we've been having to deal with that kind of thing too. So we'll get it in, and then I'll look forward to starting our office hours.
Okay, and the reporter is just 2 blocks down, just past the Mint. It's right on the corner. It's just a little place. So on the right-hand side as you head up to Helena Avenue.
Okay, is there somebody there now?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll stop in.
Okay, the editor's name is James Green.
Okay. All right, great. Perfect. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Take care. Yeah, we got some more time. This should be in here. This just has to be for, you know, somebody was reimbursed for some gas, it just has to be in with the journal entries in. Cooperative Purchasing Memorandum of Understanding with Delaware County Health Services, Linda Campbell. Apparently this is just our copy of this, because there's no place for the commissioners to sign or anything. There is a local public procurement unit. Oh, that's a tribal. I think that's just one for our record there. I don't know what else it'd be.
Actually, there is a signature line here. This is a cooperative purchasing memorandum of understanding with the Department of Administration and Broadwater County for the
Linda.
local public procurement unit. That would be the county commission. Move that we sign the MOU with DOA.
Linda Campbell's already signed.
As is appropriate, yes.
Well, that's still stay with Ann there. Could be.
Are you declining to sign it?
There's no place for us to sign.
Franklin, you just need to read the words. On the MOU, there is, I just read it to you.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And you can't sign it until it's seconded and approved by vote.
Well, it's been signed, filled out by Linda Campbell.
Yes, she is the department head, that is appropriate. She is the public health nurse. She cannot enter into a contract with Department of Admin without the permission and signature of the commission. This isn't new. Been doing this since you started, and for years before.
On this one, I guess we can agree to, but there's nothing on there for us to sign.
Oh, Franklin. If you would second the motion and ask for a vote, I will show you where to sign on the contract.
Did you make the motion?
I already did.
I didn't hear you.
Commissioner Holbert moved to sign the MOU with the Department of Administration.
I'll second it. Moved and seconded. Sign the memorandum of understanding. All in favor?
I
Motion passed.
If you just turn this to the second page, I will read it again. For the local public procurement unit, that would be us. Signature, date. As chairman, you sign.
Or tribal.
Or, Franklin, or.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and sign it.
That's great.
That's all I have in mail.
How about the minutes?
Minutes dated for May 4th, 2015.
Move to sign as submitted.
I'll second the motion. All in favor of signing the minutes for May 4th, 2015?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.
As Elaine isn't here, you might want to go ahead and take that and put it back in the mail or on her desk.
We can either, Nicole scheduled at 11:30. We could take a,
There's some issues that need to be discussed.
okay, bring them up then.
One, I challenge your submittal for reimbursement of your cell phone on the same grounds that they have been challenged by Elaine and I now, since you started submitting for this personal reimbursement. It is required the county commissioners submit our phone calls. This does not include that. Until it does, I will continue to challenge those. And I'll write it on the bottom so Tammy's aware. You can call Verizon, you've been instructed of this before, and have
You
them
wanted
put-
everything that come from
Excuse
Verizon,
me.
everything is there.
Excuse me, I was speaking. It isn't there. You can call Verizon and ask them to put the list of the calls made on your cell phone, on your bill. Until that is done, you are not in compliance with the law, and I will not approve paying something that is out of legal compliance. The other one I wanted to just cross out and then approve is these two bills that were changed to Fund 2300 for Brenda. She has here that she is still requesting the money from PILT. We are not giving her access to PILT. She has the money for DIS and IT services that was already transferred into her accounts. And so therefore, I think we should cross out the PILT and initial it before these are approved. And with your support, I would go ahead and do that now.
Well, I think so Brenda knows what's taking place.
She is aware. She spoke with Tammy. You can certainly talk to Tammy if you would like. Are you declining these then?
Well, I guess until I know for sure.
Okay, I'll make a note on those too so that Tammy is aware. We have another bill from Brenda's attorney, Jane Merson, for another $515.83. Do you know anything about that? I declined to pay this
I
until.
don't think, the last time we talked with Corey and everything, I don't think the last bills had ever come in.
This was settled in March. I want a clearance and an explanation as to why we're getting a bill now before I approve paying this. And then the last one is just a mathematical error, but it needs to be corrected before this is approved. Again, it is for Brenda, and it looks like she just added incorrectly. If it were less, I would approve signature, but she's asking for more than the receipts add up to be. And that would be irresponsible on our part to approve that. So, I'll put these in the pile for you to review as well.
Put those in a separate pile then, so Brenda can go to Tammy's and look at them.
I'll go ahead and put them here, and you can place them in a separate pile after you also review them. updates unless you have anything further on those or any further discussion. The County Day of Recognition, we will have our introductory speaker, Gary Olson. And we do have confirmed the Lieutenant Governor at 3 o'clock as our keynote. And I will work with some of our staff to see if they can help get things set up, since we will have 1:30 with our partners. Debbie sent out a memo on the budget, giving a full rundown of all the dates, what's to be expected, Wednesday meetings, etc. It does state per MCA that budgets are due by department heads by June 1st. There's a copy here, just one copy, so that will be in the commissioner's office until it's needed. And I think that's all I have.
Okay. If there's any comments, I think recess for 10 minutes till Nicole, I guess she's still making it all right. Hasn't been anything further on that, is there? So we'll recess until 10:30.